Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So in this video, we are going to discuss Geeks for Geeks problem of the day, and today's problem is longest k unique characters substring. So this problem says that we have been given a string and we need to print the size of the longest possible substring which has exactly k unique characters, and if there is no possible substring then we have to print -1. Right, so this is our whole task, and the explanation is also very simple. Let me just take this sample test case. So they have themselves written all the details, and if you look at the time and space complexity, time complexity is O of n, where n will be the size of the string. So they have denoted it like this. Similarly for space as well, the space complexity is O of n. Right. So let us have a look what they are saying here. You see that the answer for this particular test case is CBEBEBE. So I believe this is this particular substring. So now you see a couple of properties about this particular substring. First of all, it has 3 unique characters. Right. It has 3 unique characters, and that are C, B and E. Right. The second thing is it has a total of 7 characters, and this will be the maximum among all the substrings. So we have to find the longest substring such that the number of unique characters are exactly equals to k, right? So we have to make them exactly equals to k, not less than k and not greater than k. So how can we solve this problem? Let us just first assume any general substring, right? So there might be several cases around this particular substring. Let us consider case 1 when unique, let's say unique is less than k. So if you have this particular substring and the number of unique characters is less than k, the obvious idea is to increase one more character and see what is the changes that are being made to the substring, right? So let's say my right pointer was here. I'm going to extend it one space to the right so that my overall string becomes a little bit greater. So it will include one more character like this, right? So this is what I do when my number of unique characters is less than k. I try to increase my substring, right, to the right. Now what happens if my number of unique characters is greater than k, right? So in this case I have to take my left pointer and move it one space to the right, right? So this string will now get decreased to this particular point, and this character will be removed from my substring. So now there are two things. First of all, why am I moving this pointer to the right, and how will it help? I'm hoping that removing a character from my substring will help me to decrease the number of unique characters, right? That is why whenever unique characters become greater than k, I try to move this pointer to the right. Now, will it necessarily help me to decrease the unique characters? No, it is not the case. For example, if my substring is like this, right? If I remove this p character, you will see the number of unique characters are still the same. The unique characters in this case are a and b, right? So it does not change the number of unique characters. So I will have to keep moving this pointer to the right until my number of unique characters are greater than k, right? Now the second thing is, why am I only moving this particular pointer and why not this particular pointer to the left? So you see, if let's say this is the left pointer and this is the right pointer. So how did this right pointer come to this particular position? Right pointer would have been somewhere here, right? So moving this right pointer to the left does not make any sense because the right pointer was already there at some point in the past, right? Then only right pointer could have come here, right? So decreasing the characters from the right does not make any sense. So all the things that I have discussed, that is just to give you some intuition that this problem can be easily solved with 2 pointers, right? So I could have just directly said that you can solve this with 2 pointers, but a lot of people generally face issues in understanding why exactly am I using 2 pointers, right? So I have explained you why am I using 2 pointers. If my number of unique characters is less than k, I am hoping to increase the number of unique characters. So I will move my right pointer one space to the right, right? If my number of unique characters are greater than k, I am hoping to decrease the characters, and in turn, which might decrease the total number of unique characters, and that is why I am using the left pointer to the right. Why am I not moving this right pointer to the left? Because at some point of time in the past, that pointer was already there, right? So that case would already have been covered. That is why I will move my left pointer to the right. Now, if at any time my number of unique characters is equals to k, right, I can take my answer as maximum of answer comma r minus l plus 1. Right, so this will be the size of the substring where r is denoting the right pointer, which is also included, l is denoting the left pointer, which is also included. Since both of the pointers or both of the ends are included, it is a closed range. That is why I'll have to add plus 1 to find the size of the range. So I hope that you guys were able to understand this part, and if you have to say it how you can solve it, you can just simply say 2 pointers and that would be correct as well. If you need an intuition why 2 pointers only, this is the whole explanation. Now let us see how we are going to maintain the size of the substring. So for this you can use a data structure like a map. So it will store character and integers. So this is going to be a frequency map which is going to store the frequency of characters in my current substring. Now you have to take care of a couple of things. Whenever you are encountering a new character, that means whenever you increment your right pointer, in that case you can directly increment the frequency of the character which is present at the right pointer, like this, right? Whenever you are removing character, now this part is very important. Let's say you want to remove the character s of l, that means the character at the lth index or the left pointer. Now you can do this particular part f of s of l. After you have done this, you will have to do one more thing, that if the frequency of this particular character is 0, I'm going to remove it from my map, right? I'll tell you why I'm doing this. So first let me write it, right? So you see what I'm doing is, if the frequency of this particular character becomes 0, I'm going to remove this particular key from my map. So the reason why am I doing this is because at the end I want to find the number of unique elements, right? So now if I don't remove this, my map will also have 0 values and that does not represent any element. But if I remove it at any instant of time, I can just type f dot size and that will give me the number of unique elements in my map, and all of them will be non-zero values. That is why you will also have to remove this from your map once this value has become 0. Right, so this is all you have to do in this particular problem. And now let me show you the final code. So you see what I've done is, I've created 2 pointers L and R. I've initialized the variable n with the size of the string, and I'm also initializing L and R both to 0. Now I initialize my answer with -1 and my empty map of frequencies. So I've taken integer here, but it would be better if you just take characters. Integer will also work because if I type integer here, all of the values are going to be automatically typecasted to integers. But for understanding, let me just take characters here. Now I'm running a while loop by r is less than n, and I'm just going to increment the frequency of the character present at position r. Now while my size of the map is greater than k, I'm just going to decrement this particular character at position l. So if the frequency of this particular character has become 0, I'm just going to remove it from my map and I'm going to increment my l. Now after this while loop has been executed, you will realize my size of the map will be either less than equals to k, right? So if it is equals to k, I'm just going to update my answer as maximum of answer comma r minus l plus 1, right? And then at the end, I'm just going to update the value of r. So after this while loop has been completed, I'm just going to return my answer and that would be my final solution. So that was all about this problem, and let me quickly submit this and show you that this particular code works and the solution is correct. So you see it passes all the test cases and the solution is absolutely correct. I hope that you guys were able to understand the solution. If you guys did, then consider dropping a like on this video and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, because your engagement with this particular video really helps the YouTube algorithm to understand that this video is actually helpful for you and it will be able to reach much more people like you who want to keep solving new problems. So I see a lot of people who watch these videos have not subscribed yet. In case you're one of them, then definitely consider subscribing. It's always free of cost and you can always unsubscribe if you don't find the videos interesting later. So share the channel with your friends. Until the next video drops, keep coding, stay safe, bye bye.